Welcome to this YouTube video where I'm going to be talking about how you can make $100,000 in one single day from your publishing business. Now, before you clicked on this video, maybe you clicked on it because you thought this is the stupidest clickbait title video I've ever seen. Let me just see what he says. He's obviously exaggerating or doing this and that. Now, while it sounds, I completely agree that it sounds just like it. It's not clickbait at all. The truth is, you can make $100,000 in a single day and even much more. So I'll put a picture up there on the screen of a friend of mine who recently made almost $200,000 in a single day from his publishing business. So, I mean, if anything, I'm underselling it. I could have said much more than 100,000. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you how to make 100,000 every day from your publishing business because, I mean, that's crazy money. We know that that's not very realistic. But you can do this once per publishing business. And maybe that kind of gives away how you would be doing this. So let's get into that. How could you make 100,000 or more, much more, in a day? It's by selling your publishing business. Now, publishing businesses are extremely lucrative on the open market to other investors and rich people that have the money, and they're looking to put their money into certain assets, such as a publishing business, where they can make an upfront investment. And then they have an asset that pays them on repeat for months and months and years and years and years. So the benefit to doing this is, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You're getting a large sum of money upfront, and that could be anywhere in the range of 35x to 45x monthly profit of your business. So if you're making an average of, let's say, $5,000 a month profit from your publishing business, multiply that by 35 to 45 times, you're looking at roughly $200,000 for a business like that. Now, if you're an individual who doesn't have so much money, that could be a really good thing to do because you could use that money. Let's say you get $200,000 up front. You could use it to invest in another business, put a down payment on a house you'd like, use it to build another publishing business because now you have more knowledge and skills as a publisher, so you could do much more with that money now than you could in the past. The cons are, when you sell your publishing business, of course, you're giving up a huge passive income source that you have that pays you every single month for years. And that's what investors love. Like, they really want that. And the fact that it's passive is what makes it so juicy. Like, this is why publishing business specifically, much more than e-commerce businesses, because it's truly passive. And while there are things that you still need to do to sort of maintain at the very least, like you could step away, but your income would slowly decrease if you did nothing. But you could easily hire a VA. I don't like to call them VAs, I just call them employees, a virtual employee to do those little tasks. And an investor loves seeing that because when they buy a business like that, they just want it to make money. They're not here to own a business and do work. They're here to just pay money to have something that makes money over time. Now, of course, if you're selling a publishing business, you get around 35 to 45 times your monthly profit. Up to 3 years, you'll have accumulated that money up front. But once those 3 years or so has passed, every money thereafter for the buyer is pure profit. And they have this long-term mindset, and that's what they're looking for. But of course, a lot of people, they need money now. So that's why it is a good idea for many people to sell their publishing business. Next, I want to talk about how you actually go about selling your publishing business. Well, there are many different ways. You could go through a broker, find your own seller and facilitate it on your own. But I think a lot of challenges that come along with that, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. But there is an online broker that specializes in selling specifically Amazon publishing businesses and Amazon FBA businesses and others as well. But I believe Amazon businesses, like, that's their wheelhouse and what they focus on the most. And that broker is called EmpireFlippers.com. So I'll go quickly on the website just so you can see what it looks like. This is EmpireFlippers.com. You can actually look through all the listings they have, which we'll do briefly in a moment. But over the history of this broker, they've sold almost $300 million in businesses. And if you were to list your business here, 83% of the time it sells. Specifically with Amazon publishing businesses, priced in the 35 to 45x, sell very quickly. And if you do list your business on Empire Flippers, you'll have many buyers interested from day one, and it goes very quick. So you could actually search for different kinds of businesses. And let's look at KDP businesses, of course. So Amazon KDP, they're talking about publishing businesses. And if you just click find listings, you can see all of the current publishing businesses that are being listed on Empire Flippers. I believe there's 6 or so 8-ish. You have one business going for 2.4 million. So their net monthly profit is around 50K, and they're getting a 49x multiple on their monthly profit. You can see it ranges here from around 35 to 45. And these numbers can go up over time. I believe if there's more buyers that are interested, this price will, or this multiple will go up over time, which it has done lately. For I know a year ago, I think it was 25 to 35, maybe 2 years ago, and now it's 35 to 45. That could continue going up. So yeah, these are a bunch of publishing businesses that are currently for sale. Now, the benefits of using someone like Empire Flippers is that they make the process just super easy. They handle everything for you. You just have to be there to answer their questions, hand over all the financials and documents that they need, and then to talk with the potential buyers, answer any questions they have. But they handle everything. They have a pool of buyers, and they handle all the legal parts, and they also have a relationship with Amazon. So when it comes to transferring the account from one person to another, it's all taken care of. There's no risk at all. There's no risk when it comes to doing this. So I'd recommend Empire Flippers. This is not sponsored by them or anything. I just think it's a good idea if you're interested in that. Now, in the case of a sale, how would you increase the valuation of your publishing business? The first obvious one is make as much profit as possible. That's the big sort of lever that makes the biggest difference. Then next, you have the history of the business. The longer it's been making money for, the more sturdy and more proven it is, the more reliable, and higher the valuation in there as well. Now, that's going to put you in the 35 to 45x range. Now, whether you're closer to 35x or 45x is dependent on the things I'm going to share now. So for one, you have the assets of the business, which for one is the books, of course. But additionally, you have potentially, if you did this, you have an email list, you have a Facebook group, you have a lead magnet for your business. All these things are really enticing to a buyer. So if you have those things, even if it's a small email list, a small Facebook group that isn't very active, just the fact that it's there itself will add 5, 6, 7x to the valuation. So just always do that, no matter what, with your email list. Even if you don't utilize it because you're lazy, at least just set it up in the beginning so that when it does come time to sell one time, you'll be very damn happy you did, because it's going to increase the valuation just because of that. Now, another valuation increaser is actually, I talked about it a bit earlier, is employees. Now, with the publishing business, there's not many employees involved, but I would suggest that if you wanted to sell it, that you had a VA. Again, I don't like calling VAs. Let's call them a virtual employee in place just to handle, the small, simple tasks in business, managing the Facebook group, taking care of, the Amazon ads on a weekly basis, uploading the books, all the little things, right? Someone who buys a business, they don't want to do that themselves. So that will probably increase the valuation even more. So you'll absolutely be in the 45x range, or the higher side of that equation. So that's just a quick word of advice to do those things if you get to the point of selling your business one day, or maybe you're there right now and you're interested in doing so. And another question that often comes up is, at what point in your publishing business do you have to be in order for it to be sellable? As in, how long should it have been up and making money for, and how much should it be making? Now, I can't say so from personal experience because I've never sold a publishing business myself, but I know many people that do. I've had conversations with them. They've been through the whole process. And also, I could also make my own conclusions from looking at the listings that there are in Empire Flippers. But I know that they want a minimum of 12 months of sales within your business. So after 12 months of sales, you can sell it. But they're going to take the previous 12 months and take an average of that. So I would wait more than 12 months because at the beginning it's going to be much lower than it is now. So maybe give it 1.5 to 2 years before you start thinking about it. And if you're making, I think the minimum listing price for them is like $30,000. I think I've even seen one for $25,000. So this is not to say whether you should or shouldn't do that, but if you want to, the option's there. If your publishing business is making $1,000 a month or so, maybe even slightly less, it's been up for a year, you can sell that for $30,000 to $40,000. And it's not a whole lot, but I bet there's a lot of people that would be very happy about that. And that's a whole year's worth of living expenses covered just from that. So just let you know that is an option. And the final question that many people often ask is, can I still publish, make another publishing business after I sell my first one? And the answer is yes, absolutely you can. There are no issues with that. So I've wanted this myself. We recently spoke to someone who went through the selling process. They sold theirs for, I don't know the exact figure, but it was multi six figures. So it's a good lump of cash. And they said that yes, you easily can, because you're not transferring account ownership of the Amazon account. You're simply transferring the books on that account to the buyer's account. Now, after that's been transferred, you still have your own to do whatever you want with. And within your own account, if you have 20 books, you can choose to sell whichever one. You don't have to sell all of them. You could sell 5 of them, 10 of them. You could sell a series. If you publish in different niches, you could sell all the ones that are just within this niche. It's really up to you. So there's a lot of flexibility with it. And that's about it. If you have any other questions about this topic, please leave them in the comments down below. Obviously, this is for people that have a publishing business, but even if you're just getting started now, it's good to know these things in advance. Like what I said with the email list and the Facebook group, it's not required for you to have it in order to have success in publishing. And some people don't want to put in the effort to do that. My advice is just do it, at least set it up in the first place so that your business is a lot more lucrative to a buyer when that time comes in the future. So you'll be happy you did that now, just in case. So just want to share that with you guys. It's a good thing to know that this is an option that's out there in case you have a business that's making money, but it'd be nice to have a big lump of cash now if you want to make a down payment or a house. Go traveling for a couple of years. If you sold your business for, let's say, $200,000, you got after taxes, you're looking at like 120 maybe. That's like 4 years of living expenses. You could literally go travel for 4 years on just that. But if you kept the publishing business, you could maybe also do the same. But, so there are pros and cons to it. That's it. If you guys have any questions about the topic, leave them down below. And last thing I do want to say. I don't know if I've mentioned this in a YouTube video before yet, but I wrote this book called The Freedom Shortcut. Well, Christian and myself wrote it, and we're going to be releasing it and launching it. I don't have an exact date yet, but it will be at some point coming up soon. I'll be making a YouTube video announcing it, so you won't miss it. So just want to let you guys know that this is something I've been working very hard at. It's coming out, and if you guys want to support us when it does come out, buy a copy. It'll only be 99 cents as an ebook for a short period of time before the price goes up. Because when the launch happens, we want to hit the #1 spot on all of Amazon. That might sound really ambitious to some people, and you think that's, hey, if you don't think that's realistic, just watch, okay? We're going to do it. I can say that with quite a lot of confidence. And if we don't, I'm going to be very disappointed. So that's coming up, something that we're very excited about. Besides that, take care. See you guys in the next video. Let me know if there's any other topics you'd like to talk about. See you guys in the next video. Take care.